Hey, hi everyone. We'll be starting in a moment, yeah? Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, Abhilash. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, Bilash, please go ahead. We have our students here. You can have a small introductory session with them now, and then you can proceed with the sequel part. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Please
Will you
go.
be staying throughout the session?
No, I won't be. I'll be making you host and I'll be leaving. Okay, so please take care of it. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Hey, hi guys. I am guessing we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 folks in the room, or we have 7 folks. Uh, Not sure how I can unmute you. Uh, Apeksha, can you unmute everyone?
Yeah, they have the privilege to unmute themselves.
Hey, hi guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Cool. Hey, hi everyone. My name is Abhilash, and I'm guessing it's like night for you guys. So, good evening to everyone.
Yeah,
Good
good
evening.
morning.
Okay, cool. So I'll just give a quick intro, and then maybe we can, like, you guys can do a quick intro amongst yourselves, and then we can get started. Right? So my name is Abhilash. Been like working in the industry for around 10 years now. Mostly work with fintechs, but also with the marketing companies, and non-fintech industries like healthcare and stuff. So I have a broad range of experience, mainly across analytics, and have used multiple tools across it, SQL being one of them. Also familiar with Python and pandas and other things as well. So what I'm trying to do today is give you like a flavor of SQL and how it can be used to solve real world problems. But really, what I want to do is understand from you guys as to what are your expectations from these sessions, what would you like to achieve, and maybe I'll cater my I would say course accordingly, right? So that's a little bit about me. So why don't you guys, get started? Maybe your name, where you are currently, just helps me understand the time zone a little bit better. And what are your expectations from the class? Okay.
Yeah, sure, Abhilash.
All right. So why don't you start?
Yeah, I'm Shanti. I'm in Texas, United States right now. Um, I don't know what to say, what I'm expecting from this course. What I can say is like, which is suitable for data analytics role.
Okay, got it. So how would you rate yourself on SQL, Shanti? Like, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10.
Maybe a little bit intermediate. I used a little bit. Yes, in a previous work, I used a little bit, and then I had a huge gap, and then I was watching SQL videos, and
Okay,
that's it.
got it. Okay, that's good. All right. And is this your first session with data analytics, or have you done like Python and Panda session before, or anything previously?
We just got over with Python and Panda with Prem.
Got it. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's helpful. Thanks, Shanti.
yeah.
Wants to go next? Maybe I'll just go according to the names I'm seeing on the screen. So, Sulabh, Sulabh, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello? Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I just graduated college with an information systems degree, and I've done some coding in Pandas and Python before, and SQLs also. So I'm not completely new to it. I just want to, go through it and revise, you know, in this boot camp and, just brush up my memory of it, of
Got
SQL.
Understood. And what kind of SQL have you used before? Like Postgres? MySQL server.
Oracle DB.
Oracle DB.
Server.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Understood. Okay. Thank you so much, Sudha.
Thank you, sir.
Salman.
How are you? I'm myself Salman. I just graduated my electrical engineering. I'm just located in Florida. I don't have much knowledge about SQL, so I'm just starter in this one.
Understood. All right, Salman. That's helpful. Good to know. All right. Then we have Sai.
Hello, sir.
You can just call me Abhilash. No need
Yeah,
for sir.
Abhilash, I'm so sorry.
No
Hello,
worries.
Abhilash.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm doing my master's in data science in St. Peter's University. And I have intermediate level of SQL knowledge as of now.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. We have Prinsa.
Hi, this is Quinta. I'm a recent graduate of, I did my master's in information system, and from this class, my expectations are that I'll get to refresh my memory because I have done some project during college. So I'd rate myself like 5 in it. I just need a little refresher, and also like what kind of question will be asked from SQL during job interviews, so that could help me find job. Yep.
Got it. Understood. All right. We have Gautami.
Hi, I'm Gautami. I have a degree in MCA. I just have some basic knowledge about SQL, and my expectation is I want to get some more knowledge according to the data analyst perspective.
Understood. Understood. Right. Thank you, Gautami. We
Thank
have Ayushi.
Hi, I'm Aishi. I've done my master's in information systems, and I know some basic level of SQL, and I would rate myself 6 or 6.5 in it.
Understood. Okay. All right. And I think we have Baisakhi.
Hi, Abhilash. This is Baisakhi. I'm currently staying in Massachusetts. I have recently completed my MBA in business analytics, and I'm actually looking for jobs, mainly which are focused as an analyst. So that's why I'm attending these sessions right now. So prior in my work experience, I have used SQL, mainly SQL Server and MySQL. So I have, good understanding about how the queries are, how we do data extraction and things like that. But this is kind of a like a brush up for me because I'm right now attending interviews, and I think for a data analyst or any business analyst kind of positions, they are really focusing on SQL and Python. So that's why I'm here to attend and like brush up my skills for again.
Understood. No, I think that's fair. So just to sum up, I guess we have like a entire spectrum. Like we have people who are just starting up with SQL, and also like folks who have extensively used it, like in their previous jobs, and just want to brush up the course, right? So I'll cater the course the presentations accordingly. So it might be a little bit slow for some folks, but please chime in and you can ask like any question at any time. So folks who want to just brush up their skills, if you have anything to add during during the cases that we are doing, feel free to jump in. I think it will be helpful for the entire class. Okay. All right, just a quick check. Am I missing anyone, or have we covered everyone in the class so far? Okay. All right. Cool. So let's get started. So just want to go over a quick setup thing. Does everyone have like Visual Studio Code installed on their laptops?
No.
Yeah, so folks, I would request you to just install it. And just a quick show of hands, how many of you are using Windows and how many of you are using Mac?
I'm using Windows.
Okay. So Apart from Shanti, everyone has Visual Studio Code installed.
No, I don't have.
No,
I'm using
No.
Mac.
Yeah, we can just everybody just search Visual Studio Code and just install it on your respective machine. We'll be using that as the base for all the classes that we're going to. So it'll just take probably 5 to 10 minutes. So can you just do that? And once everyone is done, we can get started.
Okay.
All right. Let me know if you guys are facing any issues. All right, folks who have Visual Studio Code, I'll just share my screen. And, okay. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Okay, all right. Put that somewhere here. Okay, so quick show of hands, how many of so people who have Visual Studio Code, I would request them to just go to extensions and install an extension called as SQLite. Hey, let me know when you guys are done or if you're facing any problems. No issue. Um, hey, is it done?
I'm still installing it.
Okay, no worries. What about everyone else?
Done, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, much better. I am just setting things up. Okay, all right. So while we get started, I will just give a quick intro of what SQL is and essentially what flavor of SQL we are going to work with. All right. So there are 3 terms that we want to get familiar with. One is relational databases, and second is relational databases management systems essentially, and third is SQL. Okay, or it's structured query language as as it's known. So what are relational databases? Essentially anything that can be stored as a row and a table. In a table in the form of a row and a column is like a relational database, right? So I will just show again my screen here. So I'm guessing you can see like a Google Sheet. So what we have here in the Google Sheet is a table essentially with columns, ID, name, gender, age, and section. And then you have rows, right? So each row has specific values corresponding to each column. So the first row has ID as 1, name as Bronny, gender is female, age is 13, section is C, right? So as you can see, each row is kind of related to the columns in a particular manner. And this particular way of arranging data is essentially relational database management, relational databases, right? So you can have multiple tables. So this table is student info. You can have another table which has a particular structure. So here you have an ID, a name, subject, and a score, right? So same structure, but different columns, right? So you have columns and rows here again, but different columns. And if you look at I'll just show them side by side. If you look at them side by side, you can see that columns ID and name are common in both the tables, right? Student info and student scores. So in a way, you can say that they are related to each other by ID and by name, right? So that's a particular type of two tables. They have a particular relation where two columns are kind of common between both of the tables, right? You can have multiple such tables, and collection of such tables essentially is called a database, right? It's a database of tables. So, and all these tables might or might not be related to each other, but if related, they would have some certain columns or fields by which they're related to each other. And this is basically a relational database. Any questions on that? Folks, just, I would like to get some feedback because otherwise it becomes very difficult to, see whether I am going in the right direction.
I don't have
I
any,
think we are good.
but your screen is kind of split, so it's kind of hard to.
Okay, just a minute. I'll try to fix that. No worries. Is it better now?
No. I
Still
don't know
not.
if,
Okay. Let
we can
me.
see like half, like half is your name and half is your screen. So
Is it still like that?
Mhm.
Okay, let me just stop and share again.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. No worries. Thank you for that. And I'll just zoom out a little. So do let me know if certain things like these happen. It's very difficult to kind of get feedback on what's going on here. All right, so that is pretty much it. So that's a relational database. When we relational database, then you have relational database management systems. So essentially the names that we heard, right, which is Oracle, Postgres, MySQL server, or MS SQL. Then you have modern ones like Databricks, Snowflakes. They are essentially management systems. So what they do is they manage these databases or relational databases and allow users and systems both to kind of interact with these databases, right? And where SQL comes into picture is how we read or interact with these databases, relational databases, is via the structured query language, right, or SQL. So that's the very basic of it. The way to look at it is simply put, there are some tables, rows and columns of data. And if we want to extract that data, we will have to talk to that database in a manner that it understands. And the language that it understands is SQL. So we'll talk to the database in SQL. And there are some, let's say, there are some basics or standards of SQL that have been defined, but each management system or each company, you can think about it, has its own flavor as well. So 80-90% of features will remain the same, but you can think of it as English as a language, but Teradata or Oracle uses, let's say, US English, whereas Databricks would use like British English. So 80-90% of things will be the same, but there will be some features and some dialects or syntaxes that will be different. And but those are very simple to understand, and you can learn them as and when the system or the tool that you use in your job. So the flavor or the dialect of SQL that we'll be using today is SQLite. It suffices everything. I think it covers 95% of the things that we need to learn. So we'll use that, and we'll supplement or use other dialects or management systems as and when needed. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So everyone has Visual Studio installed on their laptops?
Yes, but can you tell me how to use it about SQLite?
Yeah, sure. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
I am facing a problem where I don't know what I'm sharing. Okay, now maybe I can see it here. Okay, now it's better for me. Okay, all right. So I'll just zoom this a little bit as well. So you will see a fourth option here, which is extensions.
Okay.
Just go there and type here SQLite. You'll see this SQLite extension.
Yes, this one. Okay.
Yeah, you can just install it. Just
Okay.
say I have already installed it. So you'll see an install button here. You can install it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm done, I guess. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now
Yeah.
let me send out I just want to send a file in the message. Is there a way to share like files here?
I think you can share it in the chat, I guess, if you, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not getting that option here. Group chat.
Yeah, there
Okay,
is an option
now,
for them.
yeah, now I can see it. So maybe, yeah, just give me a minute. Okay, so I'm sharing a database file. Just make a folder, I would say, and just paste this file there. Okay. So everyone can make a folder. Let's call it SQL practice or SQL. You can name it whatever you want, and just copy this file into it. Okay. We good?
Where do you create the folder? I'm not getting the option.
You can create it anywhere. So can you share? You can create it anywhere in your maybe home or documents directory. Just go to Windows, create a folder. Can you share your screen? I'll guide you through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so just click the top icon here, the top left icon on the sidebar, top left, yeah. This will there. Okay, I mean, it's fine. You can open a Windows, you can go to your Mac, right? Just go to Finder, or even on a desktop, you can just just go to Finder here at the in your applications bar. Just go to Finder outside Visual Studio Code. At the bottom left, you have Finder, right? The Mac, yeah, go down. Yeah, open it. Just create a folder anywhere, wherever you like to kind of store this.
Okay.
Right, open it. Maybe right click. Go back, maybe go back. Just go back. Right click on SQL, like right click on the folder. Just open, not giving you an option to open. Just say new terminal at folder, just at the bottom. Okay, so just say ls. Okay, just say code code space dot. It's not found, no worries. Can you go to Visual Studio Code back again? And open folder. You have it here left, you have an you just have an open folder link here, right? Yeah, so just below search replace, you have, yeah, you can open folder from there as well. That's fine, open folder. Just do command O basically. Yeah, open SQL, the folder that you created. Just say open. Okay, now you, yeah, I trust the author. Okay, now you have the folder, right? Just put your file in this folder.
Okay.
Yeah, the file that I shared, or you can create a file here. Just say, main.sql. You have an SQL file, and now just put the file that I shared, just put it in the same folder.
Okay. Under the SQL folder.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You can just drag the file here as well. It will work.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone has this kind of a setup. It's fine. You can open it. It's a database file. So okay, just checking. I'll go back. Bezaki, you can turn off your screen share. I'll just share my screen again.
Yeah.
Kind of allow multiple
Abhilash, one thing. I just got in this under the SQL, I got school.db. Is it okay, or do I need to create anything like main.sql?
No, I think I'll explain it to you. So we can work with just two files, which is school.db, and then you'll have a let me do that actually. So let me get to the same folder structure, and that will be helpful. Okay, so we can have school.db and this for SQL. All right, so everybody should have okay, everybody should have a school.db file, and if you open it, it will look junk like this, like what you're seeing on my screen. Okay, and basically this is a database file, and SQLite saves data like this. So we don't, like, this is not human readable, and that is where SQL comes into picture, where you'll kind of read the data stored inside this file using SQL, right? So we don't have to worry about SQL.db anymore. What I will suggest is for everyone to do Control Shift P and just say SQLite, SQL on the top, Okay, can anyone share your screen? Maybe like Vaisakhi, you can share your screen again because it will be a good reference for all.
Yeah, sure.
The setup is a little bit like takes a little bit of time, I guess, but it's good to get it out of the way so that we can get started on the same page. And folks, if anyone is not following, just speak up. It will help us resolve things faster. Okay. All right. So just do Control-Shift-P. So everyone, after you're doing Control-Shift-P, you should see something at the top of it, and just type SQLite. Okay. And there will be an option of Open Database. Just click on that. It will ask you to choose a database, right? So we have schools.db. So just choose that file. Everyone following with me so far? You can use the chat to answer as well. Yeah. Okay. All right. So at the bottom left, you will have an SQLite Explorer. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Just open it. And you can see there are two tables that will come. One is scores and one is students, right?
Yeah.
So this is how a database kind of looks like. So I just wanted to give you a preview of how a database looks like. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a database which has two tables. One is scores and one is students. Okay. Now, if you look at the bottom here, scores has 4 columns. It is ID, name, subject, and score. Okay. You can click on the arrow to see. I'll just close this. I'll use this. You can click on the arrow and it will show you on the right the table structure. Is everyone able to do this on their laptops right now?
Yeah, I can see.
What about other folks?
I think it's not showing for me. It's giving some error.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Yeah, I think I'm sharing.
What about other folks? Hi, folks, you can respond in the chat to.
Yeah, it's good for me.
Okay, all right.
I need help. I didn't say anything.
Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, so schools in this thing, right? Just close your schools.db file here. Yeah, close it. Okay, go to schools.db, go to your file. Yeah, scores. And just click on the arrow. It's not working. Okay, on the right hand side here, you're on Mac, right?
Yeah.
Okay, on the right hand side here, on SQLite you see, right? On the right hand side there are 3 dots.
This one?
Yeah, just click on that. Okay, seems fine. All right, no worries. Can you do one thing? Just go to main.sql file. Yeah, and just type here. Just say select star from students. Okay, and just right click and just say run query. Yeah, schools.db. Can you go to SQLite again? The tab. Okay, maybe save main.sql and then run the query. You can close the right side window, left side window will can suffice. Yeah. Just close the main.sql on the right hand side. There is a top right here, right? Just close it.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah. On the left hand side here window, just say right click. Just say run query. Okay, weird. Just can you do Command Shift R? Or just do Command Shift P again. Yeah, just say reload window, reload. Yeah, reload window. Okay, and now again run the query. Select pool.db. Can you check the error? Could not access service buffer, service buffer. Document is in invalid state. Slightly weird. Is everyone else, for everyone else, is it working?
For me, it says no such table, student.
Okay, can you share your screen once? So we'll come back to you, Baisakhi. We'll just clean this up. Prinsa, can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's so okay. That's a good one. So can you, on the bottom left, can you open the SQL editor? Do you have the extension installed? Just go to yeah, extension at the bottom. Just say SQLite. It's installed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Go back to the top tab, which is the yeah. Just at the bottom, you will have SQL. Just do Control Shift P again.
I have a doubt. Is the table name students or student?
It's students. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
trying
think
to show you how to
Prince-
kind of get that.
Okay.
Can you do Control Shift P, Prinsa? Basically, this is like it opens up the just hold Control Shift and P together. Yeah, just say here SQLite. Yeah, open database. Third option, just go down arrow. Yeah, just choose the file. Okay, so now at the bottom left, you see SQL Explorer. Just go at the bottom, open it. So this is a database. Now you have the table name, which is students, right? So now go to your main.sql. Just do students. Okay, run it. See, now you see the table, right? So that is the, so, okay. So I think apart from Baisakhi, is it working for everyone? Guys, come on, I think need.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So Baisakhi, I think we'll come back. We'll try to resolve that issue at the end. I'm just not sure exactly what is happening. And but let's get started with the session today. You can follow via my screen, and then we can solve it at the end. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. So the setup is done for everyone now. So let's get started. Okay. All right. So everybody understood how the structure is, right? So we have a database, and each database will have a table, or it can have multiple tables. Everyone with me so far? Okay. Now let's begin with SQL, right? Like what is, how do we kind of read data? So let's start with the basics. So essentially there are 4 type of actions that you can do with SQL. So one is you can read data. You can write data, right? You can update data. So there is an existing data, you can update it. And of course, you can delete data, right? So these are the 4 basic operations, which are also known as CRUD operations, right? CRUD or CRUD, right? You can call it either way. So what it is essentially what this stands for is create, then you have read, then you have update, and then you have delete, right? So these are the 4 operations. The way you do it is create is essentially, this can be achieved by create or an insert statement in SQL. Read is, and we'll get back to you to all these things in a minute. Just want to set up some context. Read is select. Updating data is an update statement, and deleting data is a delete statement. Okay. So this is what we will how do I comment it? Okay, this is what we are going to work with. Okay. Now, as a data analyst, right, or a business analyst or any kind of analyst, 90% of your job is going to be just reading data, which means you are going to play with the select statement only. Okay. 5% maybe you will create some tables, some temporary tables, and remaining 5% you'll probably use delete and update, right? But 90% of your job is going to be reading data from the table and then using it to solve business problems. Okay. So we'll start with select, and then we'll kind of go to other statements, reading, writing, updating like data as we move along. But for today, we'll just focus on select statements, that is reading data. Okay. Let's start with the basic, right? SQL is nothing but English. So we are going to tell the database what we want, and it is going to return us the data, right? So I will show you how the data looks like in Google Sheet first, and then we will look at how to use that in SQL, right? So this is how a data table looks like, right? So one data we have is students, which is this. So I'll just rename this to kind of get it to students. Okay, and then we have scores. So let's look at a case. So essentially, let's say you're working for a school, and or you're working on a project where the project given to you is that they want to analyze the performance of a school, right? They want you to look at how students are doing and analyze the performance of the students or classes in the school, right? So that is the problem statement that we have. And to analyze this problem statement, they have given you 2 data sets or 2 tables. One table is student info, where they have given you information about the students, where, hey, what is the ID of the student, what is the name, gender, age, section. And then another table where for each student, they have given you how much marks have they scored in 4 subjects: science, English, history, and maths. Okay. So that is the information or data that they have given you. Now we have to analyze this data and answer many questions, right? So it is up to you as an analyst as to answer questions. So we'll answer questions like first exploratory, for understanding how many students are there, what is their age groups, and then maybe performance. So let's try and answer the question of, so finally we want to answer a question where for each section, which section is doing the best in terms of scores across which subjects, and which gender is doing better across which subjects. Is it clear? Like, what question are we trying to answer? Finally?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's get started with the basics, right? So first of all, students. So we have this table here in students, and you can see there are 253 rows, but there are 252 students, right, in this. So now, what are we looking at right now? We are looking at a Google Sheet, and what we are looking at is essentially all the data that is there in the table, correct? There's no filter applied, nothing doing. So if we want to do the same in SQL, we will do select star from. So these are keywords, right? So we're saying select, so give me everything. Star means everything that is there in the table. From where? From where? Which table, right? So from the table, which is students, right? We just do a semicolon and we just run this query. We can do this by right click and run query. So where is this stored? So one time I will do just, select the database, which is schools DB. And as you can see, it returned you a table with 252 rows. You can go look at your Google Sheet. It also has 252 rows or 252 students. Okay. Fair enough. This is the first and the most basic of SQL reading syntax. Any questions so far? Any questions? Okay. So what if I want to look at other table now, which is scores? So I can just, it says select star from scores. So I just replace the table name. And now I can, I'll just run this part of the query. And now it is returning me all the students. And you can see there are 1008 rows. Go back to your Google Sheet here. You can see, 1008 rows. Header is 1. So you have 1008 rows in total. Right? So we are getting all the information that is stored in the tables. All good so far? Okay, folks,
Yes.
can you just try doing this on in your setup and see whether you are getting the same results? Show of hands, is everyone able to select all the records from the tables? Okay, Prinsa says yes. Gautami, Ayushi, Shanti, are you able to follow?
Yeah, but when I try to run the second table, it's not showing me in the output window.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just right click. Just say run selected query, the one that you have selected.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
No worries. So yeah, this is good. Everyone who is facing issues, just speak up because others might be facing the same issues, right? So we want to ensure that everyone is on the same page. Okay, all right. Any other problems? So I'm assuming everybody is able to kind of see, able to run the select statement and see the data.
Is there any shortcut to run the key? I tried Control Shift Q, but it didn't work.
Yeah, Control Shift Q will run all the. Sorry, you're on Windows.
Yes.
Can you right click? I think there is a shortcut only for run query, not the run selected query.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But doesn't matter. I think if you run entire thing, like let me do Control Shift Q, right? Control Shift Q. It should show you two things.
Yeah, if you scroll down, it's there.
Yeah, if you scroll down, you'll see the result for other query as well, right?
Yeah.
So, so all the select statements it will show, right? Otherwise, there is a shortcut. You can just do you can do control and slash or control question mark, and it will comment the query, and that part will not run.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that is there. Okay, all right. So we're good so far. Now let me, for easy use, this is returning me everything, right? But just for practical reasons, I'll say that I don't want to look at everything. I just want to look at the top 5 rows, right? So I'm saying just limit the result to 5. Okay. So now if you look at it, it returned me all the columns because I'm saying star, but it returned me only 5 rows, right? So top 5 rows in students table and top 5 rows in the scores table. Okay, is everybody following this?
Yes, Abhilash.
Okay, and everybody is able to replicate this on their systems?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now we move one step further and we say that I don't really want to look at all the columns. I just want to look at two columns. So I'll say the column name. So I can give the column names separated by commas. And if you run this, now it is returning you just the two columns that you gave the names for. Clear so far?
Yeah.
All right. So essentially what we have done so far is we're saying that, so if I read the syntax now and let me put it down. So what we are saying is select. So you're telling the database to give you two columns, which is by the name of ID and by the name of name. From where, right? Database needs to know from where should I select these columns, because it has two tables. We have to give them a table name. So we are saying select this from table called students. And then what we are saying is that I don't want to look at all the rows, just show me 5 rows. So I'm limiting it to 5. If I limit this to 15, it will give me 15 rows. Okay. So you can change this number to achieve your desired result, right? So I'm just going to stick to 5 for now. All good so far?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So it's like English, right? Nothing more than that. You're selecting something from a table and you're limiting it. That's it, right? You're limiting the number of rows. Okay. Now let's take it one step further. Now let's go back to our Google Sheet. And let's say that you don't want to look at all the rows here. You just want to look at all the students which have an age of 13. Okay. So what will you do? You will, in Google Sheet or in Excel, you will filter it, right? Everybody has used Google Sheet or Excel?
I guess yes.
Okay. So what we'll do, you'll just filter it and you'll say that, okay, I just want 13, right? Age 13. And as soon as you do that, you can see now the number of rows have decreased. I'll just count this. So now it is 83 rows here. Correct? So this is filtering. And the way you filter it in SQL is by telling SQL where. So you say that, so now we're introducing one more English word, right? Where. So I want only these items, or let me just take age as well, because I'm filtering it on age. I'll say select me or give me these columns from students table, but I don't want all the rows. I just want where age is equal to 13. Okay. So now if I run this, it is giving me only, and let me just remove limit, right? So if I remove limit, it will give me rows only where the age is 13, right? And if you look at the count here, so you can see 83 rows are returned at the top. And if you go to your Google Sheet, again, you have 83 rows here. All good so far? Everybody is able to kind of replicate this on their systems? Okay, right? So this is where. Now, let's say that we want to, we don't want this. Age is 13 is fine, but we want to look at section. So I can just say section, and what section do we want? We want section A, right? So I change the condition to section A. And if I run this, now you can see you've got multiple ages, right? I'm just adding section as a column here as well. So now you can see you've got multiple ages like 14, 15, 13, but everyone that you have returned is of section A. All good? Now let's take one step further. You'll say that, no, I actually want to look at only section A and age 13. Okay, so you'll put two filters in Google Sheet, right? How many rows is it returning? It is returning 23 rows. So you have 23 students with age 13 in section A. How do we do that in SQL? We just say section is A and age is 13. That's it, right? Run it again. Now you've got 23 students and you got only section A and age 13. Okay, clear so far? Okay, any questions so far? Folks, speak up. Any questions so far or all good?
All good.
All good. Okay. This is fine then. So let's move on. So let's do like a quick, test here. So anybody who can, let's pick Gautami, right? So Gautami, can you share your screen?
Actually, I have some issue with that setup thing, so I couldn't able to do it.
Can you share your screen? We'll help fix the setup, right? Maybe like others are also facing the same issue. Folks, if you are
Yeah.
having any kind of an issue, just let us know. We'll try to fix it, because once the class is over, it will be good for you to practice on your own, right? So it will be good to get the setup done today itself. It will be helpful for the next 5 days. Okay. Gautami, can you please share your screen? So just okay, you can close this SQLite extension. No, there's just the window extension SQLite. At the top, just go at the top here. No, center top. There's untitled, which is written right in the tab. Yeah, just close it. Yeah, close it. Okay, just open a folder here. See on the left, it says open folder. Okay, choose any folder where you want to do this. Maybe like you can create a new folder as well. Maybe go to desktop, or you can create a, is there a new folder? Yeah, you can create a new folder. Yeah, name it whatever you want. Okay, just select it. Okay, just select the folder. Just say select folder at the bottom. So now it opens it, right? So just say I trust. Yes, I trust the authors. Okay, just close the welcome tab here at the top left. Yeah. Go to the STUD folder that you created. Yeah, just see there is a, click on that, click on start, open it. There is on the first file action, right? On the right hand side, after start, there is a file, create a file option. Here, left itself, below open editors, we have start. On the, just go right, you see, just go on the, slightly on the right, you see an option. Yeah, just click that, new file, yeah. Click it, just say main.sql, main.sql. Okay, enter. Okay, now the school DB file that I sent you, right? Just copy paste it here. Baisakhi, meanwhile, can you just copy paste the error in the chat so that I can look it up as to what is happening?
Yeah, okay.
And what you can also try is just uninstall the SQLite extension and install it again once. Maybe it will work.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah.
I will.
In the student folder, start folder that you created, just paste the file, the school.db.
Here.
Yeah.
But it's inactive.
Okay, can you just paste it in the folder. You can drag and drop the file here. So can you open the folder where the file is?
I just paste it on the desktop.
Yeah, that's fine. So you can just drag it from the desktop here. It will work.
Okay.
Or just copy from the desktop and paste in
I
the stud
just
folder
saved.
wherever you created. Yeah, just drag it on the left. It will work. Okay, it is working now. Just close the SchoolDB file. Here, in the main section where you can see it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just close that. So that's the editor. Okay. Now just do Control Shift P. Just say just type Control Shift P together, hold it. No, yeah. Just say SQL Lite. No, space, you don't need the space. Yeah, there's a third option, which is delete. Just say SQL, delete once more. SQL, you've written SSQL. No, just escape and just say Control Shift P again. Escape, press the escape key, Control Shift P or Command Shift P. No, Control Shift P for you. SQL, just type SQL. Third option, open database. Click it. Schools DB, just click on the file. At the bottom, you now go to the bottom. You see SQLite Explorer. Below that, at the bottom, very bottom, just click it. So this is School DB that is there, right? Now go to main.sql. Yeah, just right here, select star from students. From students. Okay, just right click and run the query. Or you can do Control Shift Q. Yeah, just choose School DB. Top. No. Cancel this. Yeah, the school.db. First option.
Okay.
Now it is working. Working?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Baisakhi, did it work for you yet?
No, Abhilash, it didn't. I tried to uninstall and do it again.
Okay.
But it's the same error.
All right. I think we'll have to, maybe there's some system setting that is there. Okay. We will get back to that in a bit. And you're using a Mac system, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is everybody else able to do it, or are they facing any issues now? Ayushi, Shanti, Sai, Prinsa, all good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Sai?
Yeah, all good, sir.
Okay. Ayushi, you're good as well, right? It's working for you?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So let's get back to, I need to share my screen again. Zoom is a little bit problematic that way. Okay. So we have now, okay, so any questions so far? So what we have done so far is select IDs from, and we have put some conditions, right? That is pretty much it, by the way. Like, this is the basic of SQL. We are able to get rows out of it, right? So maybe let's do a quick exercise. It's 9:13, right? So who wants to take it up? Sai, you want to do it? Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So Sai, let's say the problem is now you want to look at all the scores which are greater than 50.
Okay.
So you're looking at scores table first of all, right? So just comment the first query part of it, 2 to 4. You can just comment that part.
What we need to find?
So we need to just return all the rows. Yeah. From, yeah. And we want scores which are greater than 50. So let's look at what tables, like what columns do you have in scores first?
Yeah, I'll check it.
Yeah. You need to select the entire row. Actually, just comment 2 to 4. Line number 2 to 4, you can just comment.
Yeah, I think it's
here, right? So now we want to look at scores which are greater than 50. Okay. Cool, just run it. Right, so as you can see, you are getting 510 rows which are greater than 50. Now let's say we want to look at only English where the score is greater than 50.
Just a moment.
Sure. No, I want all the rows, all the columns, but I want the subject to be English and the score to be greater than 50. So I want to look at only students who got more than 50 marks in English.
Can you just tell me, like, I'll do it right here.
Okay. So let's do it step by step. So let's say what is the first thing? First thing is you want to look at only subject that is English, right?
Yeah.
So how will you do that? So as you
I'll
have done
select subject.
No, you want all the rows. So you're selecting star, that is fine, right? Or you can say just student name, right? So just say name. So I want the names of students who have scored more than 50 marks in English. Okay. So we'll do select name. Instead of star, we just need name. And just do subject and score. So comma subject, comma score, right? Because you want to select 3 subjects, 3 columns here. Okay. 4. Now what we want is we want
from
it should be score, right? What is the name of the column? You can always check the name of the column, right? What is the name of the column? Score.
Yeah.
So name of the table is scores, but name of the column is score.
Score,
So it should be score. Now, what is it? You want the subject to be English. So how will you put that filter, or how will you put that condition?
No.
You haven't. Can you do me a favor? Can you just select row number 2 to 4 once?
Just a moment.
Yeah. No, you're doing it correctly only, Sai, before. That's fine.
Yeah, now can you please tell me? I'll do it right.
Yeah. So after scores, what you have to do? First of all, just comment line number 2 to 4. Just select line number 2 to 4. So the first part of the line number 2 to 4, right? Which is till section A. Section equal to A. Okay, that's fine. So basically from scores, right? So you've got all the rows. Now I want only subject is equal to English. How will you do that? I want subject is English. Okay, just run it. You need to select it first. So just okay. So now you got subject is equal English. Everyone should just pay attention to the number of rows that it is returning, right? So this returned 252 rows here. Now say we want only scores. So subject is English and we want score to be greater than 50. How will you do that? Okay.
And you said score how much?
Greater than 50.
Yeah.
Okay. See, the rows became 121. Now let's say we want to do greater or equal to 50. Okay. So there may be like no one is on 50.
Yeah.
Okay. So cool. So this is good. Understood? Like you're getting it, Sai, how it is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Everybody else, you can stop your screen share, Sai.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay. Everybody else clear on this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Should we move ahead? Okay. All right. So now let me, okay. I'm just sharing screen multiple times. You can, sure. No worries. Okay, so now let's so what else? So what we have learned so far is how do we put multiple conditions, right? And let's say you have to put a third condition, you can just put here again. So let's say that I want to be very specific and I want to look at a particular student. So let's say Peggy. So I can put a third condition where name is equal to Peggy, right? Let's run this. So we got only one row. So Peggy 13 and section is A, right? Let's say that I want to look at all the scores of Peggy. So how will I do that? So I will go to my scores table, right? From here. And what do I want? I want the name to be Peggy. So where name is equal to Peggy. Correct. So you can look at it. I got all the scores of all the subjects for Peggy. Okay. So we're good so far. All right, let's move on. So now we want, so this is just returning rows, right? So we're putting a filter on it. Now let's say that, okay, where is my Google Sheet? So now let's say that we want to look at some aggregate data, right? So let me clear the filters. So I have all my data now, right? So I have 252 students. So let's say I want to look at only students who are in section A, correct? Or basically by sections, I want to look at how many students do we have. How will you do it in Excel or a Google Sheet? Can anyone tell me? Has anyone used pivot tables before?
Yeah, I tried that, but not sure.
Okay, so essentially pivot table is what we are doing is we are taking aggregate of these information, right? So if you go to Excel or this thing, we can say that I want to look at gender and I want all the, I'll just put ID here. By gender, right? So what it tells me, it is summing up, I want to count. So what it is telling me is that in this data set here, of the 252 students that we have, 113 are male and 119 are female. Okay. Now, this is what essentially is aggregating, right? What you're saying is all my students, I will count how many are male, how many are female. Okay. So how will you do it? Essentially, what you are doing is this, right? You are saying male and female, and you look at the first row. Bronny is female, so you're saying 1. Then you're saying Lemmy is male, you're saying 1. Then you see Dania is female, so you are updating this to 1 plus 1, which is 2. Correct? You're just counting through it. Clear? So let's do that in SQL. How will you do that? So let's start from the basics again. I will keep this code here. So this was just pulling raw data. Now we are pulling aggregate data. Okay. So what we did was star, right, last time? And star returned you everything that is in a table. Correct? So let's quickly run this. Okay. Now we look at aggregate function. So what we're saying, I want the count of rows. So I want to know how many rows are there in the table. So I will just say count star. And if you run this, you'll see that we are getting 252 students. Correct? Go back to your table, you can see 252 students. Okay. Now let's say that you want to do better, which is I want to just look at how many student names are there, right? How many students are there? So you will say count me the number of rows in a column, which is name. So it will give you 252. And what you can say is you can rename this column as number of students. Okay. And now if you run this, you can see that number of students is 252. Okay. Clear? Folks, clear? Any doubts here? Any questions?
I think we are good.
Okay. All right. Now,
Sorry, can you please repeat it?
sure. So essentially what we had done before is we had selected all the students from the table, right? So we got 252 rows, correct? Now, if you want to basically just count how many rows are there in the table, you can just say count star. So it will give you count of all the rows in the table, which is 252 again. Okay. Now, if you want to count a particular column, like how many rows are there in a particular column, you can see that it will give you count of the column, which is ID here, right? And because count of ID sounds very, it's not human readable, right? So you can rename this by saying as. So I want to rename this column as number of IDs. So now if you run this, you'll see that number of IDs are 252. Is it clear?
Got it, sir.
Okay, all right. Now, why why is this important? So we'll do like a one quick thing. How does count work? So let's say that now I want to count the number of names. So you can say number of names. So now you see number of students, number of IDs are 252 and number of names are 252 also. Correct? But there is a feature now which says that I don't want the names, I want distinct names, which is unique names. Correct? So let's say we do this. We have an error, spelling mistake. So by adding distinct, what we are saying is I want unique names. So you can clearly see what it's saying is you got 252 IDs, you got 252 names, but only 249 names are unique, which means 3 names are duplicate. Okay, so let's go back here and let's just sort this by names. And if you go down, so you can see here So why is this happening? Because of course, two people can have the same name, right? So student number 85 and student number 146, both are named Brian. Their name is same, but they're in different section and their age are different, right? So this is the difference between normal count and a distinct count. Okay, everybody with me so far? Any questions on this? Prinsa, Sai, Shanti, Gautami, Ayushi, any questions on this? Baisakhi, any questions on this?
I'm good, Abhilash.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Okay, all good. Now we are going to do a very simple, so next concept here, which is this counting by parameter, counting by variables, right? So if you look at it, we had 119 females and 113 males, correct? How do we get this information? So let's look at our table first again. So my table is from students, right? I'll just limit it to 100, limit it like 5 for now. Okay. Something went wrong. Okay. So the field that we have is gender, right? So now what we want to do is we want to know how many females are there, how many males are there, correct, students? So you will still want to count, right? You have to count how many males are there and how many females are there, right? So I will take IDs for now because we know IDs are not duplicate, names can be duplicate. And we will just say gender, right? So what we are saying is select, which is give me all the like count of students by gender, right? So for each gender, how many students do I have? Where will you look at it? You look at it in the students table, right? But because you are, so one of them is aggregate function, right? You're counting, and other is a normal field, which is gender, which is either male or female. You have to use a special keyword called as group by, and you can say group by gender, right? So as soon as you do this, it will aggregate it for you and it will give you that females are 119, males are 113, right? So let's go back to the Google sheet. You can see females are 119, males are 113, correct? So it gave you that. Any questions so far? Folks, any, is this clear? This is a very important concept, right? All good?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, all right. So let's take it up. So Prinsa, do you want to share your screen? We can do a quick exercise.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say that now we don't want to look at it by, so we will work with the scores, right? So we want to know from scores. So let's say that I want to know for each section, okay, let me look at the scores table, for each subject, right? For each subject, what is the total marks that were created, that students got?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so for each subject, so we had subjects. So first, let's just do select star from score so that we know what data we have. So it's a good practice to always look at the data that we're dealing with. It will give an error because the table name is scores.
Oh.
Yeah, no worries, it's fine. Okay. So we have this. So now what we want to look at is we want to look at the total number of like the total sum, like the sum of scores for each subject. Okay. So the way we counted the number of students for each gender, we want to sum the scores for each subject.
Okay.
Okay, how will you do that? So simple way of looking at it is which is the field or by which you want to sum up or count in the previous case was gender, right? What is in this case?
Subject.
Subject, correct. So let's do select subject. Select subject, right? From scores, of course. And what do we want to do? Last time we counted, this time we want to sum, right? Okay, so let's sum. So let's say, yeah, go ahead. You have to put a comma after subject. See, summing is like creating a new column. Okay, so sum. What do you want to sum?
Score.
Correct. So let's do that. Now this is a new column that we created. Yeah, so we should rename it. Good practice. Yeah, as you can call it whatever you want. Okay, fair enough. Now, from which table? Yes, from scores. But what is happening here, right? You have created a new column, which is an aggregate, right? Which is for all subjects, it is going to sum. So you need to put a keyword called as group by at the end, right? So let's put a keyword called group by after from. Yeah. So you can say group by subject, correct? All right, let's run this. Okay, so you got all the sums of all the scores, right? Correct. Now let's say that you want the sum of scores by subject as well as okay, you don't have ID, right? You want okay, so let's go back to students now. So now you want to look at how many students are there in each section and each and for each gender. How will you do that?
How many students? Gender and what was the other one?
Section.
Section. So we have to select section and group by gender.
So you have to select like what is the two variables that you're looking at? You're looking at
subject.
Just hold on a minute. Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. So you're looking at actually let's hold on a minute. Let me quickly share my screen and okay. Here, right? So we want to look at, let's go back to the Google Sheet. So we want to look at by gender and we want to look at it by section now. Correct? So this is what we got. So for female, we got A, B, C, how many are there? Or if you want to look at it other way around, right? Which is section and gender. So for section A, we have gender, male, female, and the count. Section B, we have gender, male, female, and count. And section C, we have gender, male, female, and count, right? Okay, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to achieve. Okay, Prinsa, let's share your screen now. Okay, so we had two columns, right?
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Section.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. What are we doing now? We want count. Okay, so let's do count.
You need a comma here?
Yeah, you need a comma here. Basically, every column has to be separated by a comma.
Gender.
No, we want to count students, right? So students are identified by what?
ID.
ID, exactly. Yeah, name this.
Number of ID.
Yeah, you can number of ID make them. You should. It's a good practice to name what it is, right? I mean, this is not from an SQL perspective, but from a business analysis perspective. you should name the columns what they mean so that they're easy to understand, right? Okay. You don't need a comma after the last column. Yeah, that's fine. So from where? Which table is this information in?
Students.
Students, yes. Go ahead. Students, yeah. And now we need to do what? Because we are aggregating. Everybody understand what aggregation is, right? What we are saying is, I had this much data and half of the data is male, half of the data is female. So female is this much, male is this much. So you are compressing or aggregating the table into just 2 rows, which is male, female. In terms of subject, it is just 4 rows, which is English, history, maths, and science, right? So unique columns. Hence, what you need to do, you need to group it, right? So you are grouping them in a way. So what will you group by here, Prinsa?
First gender, then section.
Exactly. Go ahead.
And?
You need to put a comma.
Oh.
So this is just syntax, that's fine. Okay, run it. Let's see if it works.
We don't have to run this one, right?
You don't have to run that. Folks, the shortcut for commenting is control question mark or control / basically. It will comment whatever you have selected. See, she ran it. Now you see on her screen, you are seeing section as ABC, female, 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 male, 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 right? You got the answer? So what it's telling me is in section A, female gender, there are 30 female students. In section B, there are 48 female students. And section C, there are 41 female students. Okay. Prinsa, just one more thing we want to do. In line number 60, instead of gender and section, you can just say 1, 2. Because what happens is, no, there it is fine. There you have to tell which columns. But once you have defined the columns, you can just say 1, 2 as well. Because let's say you have multiple columns like these, it becomes tedious type then, right? So 1, 2 will work.
Oh, so the section is 1 and gender is 2?
Gender is 2.
Oh, okay.
Does everybody understand this? Ayushi, Baisakhi, Gautami, Sai, Shanti?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, following.
So this is an alternate way of doing it. Understood?
Can we also give like pseudonym for this? Like,
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can try that. You can just try it right now. Instead of section, you can say as, space, as, name it whatever you want.
That's
fine. Okay, run it. See, here it becomes useful, right? And again, you don't need to do SNG. You can just keep 1 and 2. It will still work.
But then it gave like S and G right here.
Yes, because you renamed it, right? So the way it works is you are asking them to select a section, right? And now you are telling them to select a section and call it S.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you are renaming them. You are giving it pseudonym. Instead of number of ID, if you change this to NI, it will give you NI.
Oh, okay. So this one works. This one changes name on the output too,
exactly.
But change.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Everybody got what happened here?
Yes, Abhilash.
Okay. We will do one quick thing here. Now, so if you look at the output here, right, it is not in any order, right? Let's say you want to put it in a specific order. You want to see the highest number of IDs or students at the top and the least at the bottom. So what you can do is you can use, after a group by, you can just use a statement called as Prinsa, you can continue. Just say order by. You want to order it by number of ID, right? In this case, just say number of ID, the same thing. So just keep an eye on the output and just see how it changes now. See, it arranged them in an ascending order. Correct? If you want it in a descending order, just say space, comma, space descending, not comma. SC, that's it. Run it, see. It gave it by 51 to 30. Okay. Now let's say you want to order it by multiple columns. So you can order it by S and G also. So instead of number of IDs, just say S comma G. Run it. See, it first ordered by S, which is the section A, B, 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 C, C, right? So it in an the descending. Can you remove descending? Yeah, just run it once. Okay, so it will give the same thing. I think just because it won't work on this. I mean, categorical, right?
Yeah, the number changed. It was 51st and 30th.
Correct, because here you are ordering it by first section, then by gender, and then by number of, and those two. So it is not ordering on number of IDs now, it is ordering on section and gender.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody clear on what has happened so far? Okay, you can stop your screen share, Prinsa. Thank you so much. Cool. All right, folks. So I think we have 15 minutes left. So let's just quickly recap what we did today, and then I'll just we can look at what you guys want to do, for tomorrow's class. So what we understood was how we select data. So we can do select star from a particular table, right? So this will give you all the rows in the table. Okay. Then we said that you can just select certain columns that you want. So you can separate the columns by comma. And this will return only few columns that you want. ID, comma, name, maybe. Yeah. By the way, whenever there is an error, it will give an error like this. So you know that there is some kind of a syntax error that you have made, right? So this will work. But if I maybe names I did, or I misspelled the name, it says that no such column, Nemia, right? So it's a misspelling. You can read it here. What is wrong? Okay. So we understood this. Then we said that, okay, I want to, let's say, look at age as well. And we looked at order, right? Let's say I want to sort this or order this by the age column. So I can do that. So you can see 13 came first. And as we move along the pages, you will see that 14 and 15 are last. Then we said that we can filter this. So let's say that I want this only for section equal to A. I can do this. Okay, so I'll just get section as well. Okay, so you got only for section A. And then what we understood was, so this is first part of it, which is normal. We are not performing any kind of aggregation or counting or summing. And then we did one more thing, which we said that, okay, I want to look at for each subject, how many students appeared. So I will say distinct ID, as ID is a student, right? So I can say number of students, right? And I can also want to look at sum. So I want to look at their scores, right? So I can say sum of scores. Okay. And and when you do this, what do you need to do? You need to group by. I am grouping it by subject, which is 1. Of course, this is not here, right? So let's look at what happens here. Column is not there, it's saying.
Age, I guess.
Oh, okay, order by age is not there. So I'll just remove order by for now. Subject is also subjects, maybe from scores. So this is from a different table. Okay. So we got for each subject. So I did two things together here, right? I counted the number of students as well as I summed up the scores. Okay. So number of students, number of scores, like sum of scores. And let's say I want to do a third thing now, which is I want to look at the average scores. So I can do that here as well, which I can say, because I have two columns here, which is sum of scores, which I calculated. And if I divide it by number of students and by each subject, right? Okay, it's not, okay, this is something which is different. So let me do an average then. Average of score, right? Which is average score. Keyword does not exist, maybe. See, you got average score. So what you get now, let's say you have been asked, like, how are my students performing in subjects, right? So you can say that the average student marks in English is 47, in history is 52, in math is 52, in science is 51. So English is performing the worst, right? And math is performing the best, correct? So by a simple query now, you are able to tell for your school which subject is doing the best, which subject is doing the worst. Okay. Any questions in what we did here? All clear? Folks, all clear? Don't worry, we can take our time to understand all these things. These are the basics, right? So if there are any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay?
It's clear, yeah.
Okay. We'll end with just one last thing, which is now you can combine orders. So we learned two concepts, right? One is looking at raw data, which is this, just selecting. Then we looked at aggregation of data, which is group by. Now let's say I want to combine them. I can do that. And I can say where subject is English. Like I want to look at only English as a subject. So I can add a condition here and this will work as well. Right? So you only got English as a subject now, right? So let me show you both of them side by side. So in one case, we are not putting a condition. In other case, we are putting a condition. See, in one case, we got everything. In other case, we got just English. The numbers are the same. Okay. Okay, all good. So that was the end of session today for us. What I would want you guys to do is practice on this data set and these queries. So I want you to practice on select, from, where, group by, order by, right? And then count, sum, average, all these things. Okay. And let's try to answer a few questions. So I'll just type the questions in chat. So we want to look at number of students by age, gender, and section. Like how many students are there in each of like all these combinations. Then we want to look at what are the scores by each subject, the average scores by each subject, right? These are the two questions. And then of course, feel free to kind of play around with the data and practice these queries. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All good. There's one more request. I want you to, so this is a data set that we found, which is on schools, right? Which is students and marks. I want each one of you to kind of look at, data sets that are available on the internet with different problems. It can be a sports problem, it can be a political problem, it can be a geography problem, whatever it is, right? And for tomorrow's session, let's bring that data set in. What we will do is we'll try to work on those data sets also going forward so that we can expand our learnings to those data sets from a business perspective. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
What did you say in the end? I'm sorry, Abhilash.
So
In the
basically,
final,
I gave you a data set which is students and marks, right? Students and scores. There are many such data sets which are available in the out there on the internet, right? And you don't have to look at the DB file. You can just look at Excel or CSV. That will work. Okay. But I want you to find such files, and you can find such files on many webs. Like for example, just search on the internet, you will get it, right? You want to look at sample data sets. Like for example, it can be a sales data set or a marketing data set, right?
Okay.
What I want you to do is we want to look at various business problems and we want to try them solve them using SQL. So currently we are trying to solve a problem of students and marks or a school problem. Let's say you want to solve a sales problem or a customer service problem, because those are the problems that you'll get in real life. Okay. So I want each one of you to kind of pick your favorite topic and find a data set that is there online and bring that in for tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Are we clear? Okay. And please practice on this. Practice is the only thing that will help you kind of, master the logics essentially, because it is syntax. SQL is just, simple English syntax. But these types of questions is what you need to answer, and they will hone your skills as to how to kind of get to these answers via using SQL, right? It's just a medium, it's just a tool. I demonstrated that you can do it via SQL, you can do it via Google Sheet or Excel also, right? But SQL allows you to do it at scale. Like let's say you have 1 million records. How do you cannot do it in Excel or a Google Sheet, right? But the logics is something that you have to build. So it's good to understand that. So please practice. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Any questions for today? Final parting questions?
Abhilash, can I stay back in the call, because I'm still
Yeah,
not able to
you can.
that issue.
Sure. We'll try to look at it. So Baisakhi can stay back. Others, you have any other questions? Questions, doubts, folks, all good? If everything is good, just say yes, please.
I'm good, Abhilash.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Ayushi, Gautami, Sai.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. All right. So thank you so much, folks, and thank you for staying up late. I will see you tomorrow evening, night, your time.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thank you, folks. You can drop off. Baisakhi, please share your screen.
Thank you, Abhilash.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah, okay. Error, loading error, could not register service work when searching filter register. Stopping valid state.
So when I'm trying to open the school.db file, right, I am not able to open it.
Can you look
on my
at
system.
extension? Oh, no, in your system, you won't be able to open it. That is fine. Because it's not a text, it's not a normal file, right? Can you go back to your extensions again?
Mm-hmm.
This is installed, right? SQLite. Can you try just say SQL, just search SQLite in the search bar? All right, maybe just try the second one, SQLite viewer. Yeah, install it. Okay. All right. Can you go back now to your file? Yeah. Just say Control-Shift-P again. SQLite. You'll probably see two options here. We're seeing the same thing. Can you say SQL viewer? You are not getting anything, right? I'll also check this. Okay, just try and open the database. Yeah, do SQLite viewer. Yeah. Try. Yeah, there is some kind of a thing. Okay, error, it says could not register, right? This is specific to VS Code. Okay.
Assalamualaikum दोस्तों.
It just says that you need to, okay, can you go to your terminal? There's a term, yeah, open the terminal. Okay, all right. So just go terminal. So okay, just say kill all. No, don't put any space between kill and all. Space. Just do space and say code. CODE. Yeah, enter. Okay, nothing. Can just say kill code. All right. This is not. Can you close your VS Code once?
Yeah.
Okay, and okay, try opening your VS Code again. Oh, it's on. No, can you just right click here on the icon and just stop it completely in the launch bar.
Should I close this?
Yeah, you can close that.
Okay.
Right click. Just say quit. Okay. Now open your VS Code.
I have one more. I don't understand why this happened. Like, should
yeah,
I open
just
this?
quit. Yeah, quit this as well. Just quit it. I
Okay.
think something is running in the background, which is okay. Now open your VS Code. No, not from here. This will reinstall it. Okay. Okay, let's quit the VS Code again. Maybe this was the problem. Quit it from here. I think it shouldn't be a problem. Just do your Command A. No, not that. Sorry. Can you open all your applications by pinching and zooming? Yeah, just search VS Code here.
No, it's not there.
Have you installed it, like VS Code?
Yes. This was the zip file, so which
Okay.
I downloaded.
Okay, try opening Visual Studio Code again. Yeah, open it. Okay, open your folder. There is a recent folder here, right? SQL. You can see recent here anyways. Yeah. So below, yeah, you have SQL, open it. All right. Just do Control Shift P again. Open database, yeah. Yeah, select. Okay, try. Yeah, it's
Yeah, now
working.
it works.
Okay. All right. Just try running this thing one. Just say limit 5, main SQL limit 5. Just want to check whether your query is running as well.
Yeah, it
Okay,
runs
cool.
now.
We're good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Seems to be working. Cool. So you can practice as well. And
Yeah.
all right. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, Abhilash. Thank you so much.
No worries. No, it's good. I think like I said, it's good to get set up early in the.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, I'm just
Yeah,
blank.
you
Like, I
can't just
don't know what to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Cool. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. You have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.